Today I'm going to try using this Good Dye Young lightener to ombre my hair. The overall look I'm going to be going for is a nice fire ombre, but that means that I need to lighten my ends so that I can get some nice yellow in there. As you can tell, my ends are not blonde. So I'm going to be taking the plunge and turning my lovely ginger locks a little bit lighter. My approach for this is just going to be lightening the last few inches of my hair and adding a couple larger bleach streaks just because I like them, and then when the color fades I can have my bleach streak back that I used to have and I fell in love with. I'm so nervous! Let's do it! Step number 1, change into a white t-shirt or any shirt that you're willing to get ruined because bleach will ruin it forever. Make sure to brush out your hair before you go at it with bleach. That just makes the whole process a lot easier when your hair isn't full of knots and you have to tear it apart with bleach all over your gloves. That just turns into a really bad time. Don't do that. Step number 2, put your gloves on. You do not want these chemicals all over your skin because they will hurt. Step number 3, this is very important. Read the instructions and make sure you know exactly what you're going to do and the safest option for you. Now you're ready. Follow the instructions. For the Good Dye Young hair lightener, all you had to do was mix the cream developer, which came in the correct size for the packet, and then you just had to mix them up to create your bleach. Since I was only doing the ends of my hair and not my entire head, one bottle was enough to get the job done with a little bit left over. But if I was doing my entire head, by my guesstimations, I would have needed about 3 bottles of the lightening kit. If you're using bleach because it's such a harsh chemical, please make sure you have proper ventilation and open a window. Hooray! Now for the fun part! Choosing how much of my hair I want to bleach and what part I want to be that nice yellow part of my ombre. I chose a section that was about 3 inches off the ends of my hair, but as you'll soon see, I strayed pretty far away from that initial measurement. Alright, here we go, partitioning off my first section. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put a towel on. Okay, that's better. First section, here we go. I was a little bit nervous because bleach is not something that you can undo on your hair, but this was my chance to be creative, so I went for it. And now something to note with this is that I took a way too large of a section, and from then on out, after that, I had to take much smaller sections to make sure that the bleach was covering every strand of hair and that I would have a nice, solid blonde on the ends. And just to make sure that it wasn't too uniform, I did do some different motions on different parts of my hair. But since I'm doing it in individual sections and I'm just kind of eyeballing the length, that helps it to look a little less uniform and a little more natural. Well, as natural as yellow can be anyway. After everything was said and done, this is what my hair looked like with the ends all bleached, and I decided to take 2 extra strands. And now, wait for half an hour. What am I gonna do? I don't know. Well, I decided to eat some bananas with chocolate and just kind of daydream about how beautiful my hair is gonna be. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Getting blonder. So delicious. Wow, I love chocolate. Not time yet. Wow, my hair's gonna be so beautiful. All those reds and oranges and yellows. Chocolate. More chocolate. It's been 40 minutes. My hair looks pretty blonde in most sections. And so I'm going to hop in the shower, wash out the bleach, and give my hair a nice good shampoo before I dye it. I just washed my hair, and it's probably going to be the last warm shower I take for a long time to make sure my colors don't bleed, so I enjoyed the warm water. And then I blow dried it, as suggested on the Good Dye Young website, so that the hair will absorb the color better. And as you can see, I have some pretty thick hair. Like, I I rival Simba's mane sometimes, especially in humidity. I got like, it's not even curly, it's just massive. So I got 4 total boxes of hair dye. I'm probably not going to need all 4, but I figure better safe than sorry because I have so much hair. Now I'm going to put some red and orange and yellow into my hair to make some nice fire colors on my head so I can walk around like a phoenix or trendy lobster or something, you know, it looks cool, hopefully. And I figure, worst case, I just throw a bunch more red dye onto my head and I rock some red hair. And it is semi-permanent, so it will come out if it goes horribly wrong, and then I can just wear a wig to cover it. But I'm not expecting anything terrible. We'll see how it goes. These are my colors that I'll be using: Rock Lobster, Riot, and Steal My Sunshine. I tried to give you guys a good glimpse of what the colors look like coming out of the tube, but it's a little difficult. The cool thing about these hair dyes is that you can mix them and you can see exactly what color you're putting on your hair and you don't have to wait for the color to develop. That's pretty nifty. Wow, that's bright. And here we go. Let's begin. I just put yellow on my ends. Even the parts that didn't look as bleached, I just decided to go crazy with the yellow and throw a lot of the dye on there because I could just blend it in with the orange that I would put in the middle. As you can clearly see, I did not bleach my entire head, which means that the colors on the non-bleached sections of my hair are not going to be as vibrant as they appear in the tube. Which is fine with me because I naturally have red hair, so making it a little bit redder and a little bit more orange isn't going to look too terrible. But just keep that in mind that your hair color is probably going to turn out differently if you're using it on bleached hair or a natural hair color that's a little bit different. I was very pleasantly surprised at just how delicious this hair dye smelled. It smelled kind of like I was putting tea on my hair, but like a really nice black tea that you would have cookies and crumpets with your friends at a nice tea party with, as opposed to the normal chemical-y smell that you normally smell. It's really nice and refreshing. Again, I learned that it's best to take smaller sections of your hair just to make sure that everything gets as saturated as possible. Now for the roots of my hair, I took the straight Rock Lobster red color and I just applied it as is onto the roots of my hair. And if I haven't mentioned it enough, take smaller pieces. It's so much easier to get the roots of your hair when you have very thin pieces of hair to work with. And now here you'll see that I'm using the brush, but pretty soon after that I realized that that was not actually that helpful and I just started pouring the red right into my hands. And I also, pretty soon after this, decided to go from the bottom of my hair up as opposed to yellow on the ends and then my roots and then orange in the middle. So after that, I would start with each section with the Steal My Sunshine yellow on the bottom, and then I would move up to the orange color that I mixed, which is coming up in just a second, and then finally do the root piece of my hair. And then I would wrap each section in foil just so that the colors didn't blend into other pieces of my hair that I hadn't yet dyed. The color that I used to transition from the red on the top to the yellow on the ends was mostly the Riot orange, but then with a little bit of a squirt of red so that it was a nice darker orange and would actually show up in my hair. Whoa! I made quite a mess while doing this because I got dye all over my gloves and I had no one to help me. Alright, that got more than a little bit messy. As you can tell, it's all over me. It's all over my skin, it's all over my shirt. This is why you don't look nice when you dye your hair. Okay, now I'm gonna wait for a long time. The dye says the dye suggests about 30 minutes, but I know that my hair is very resistant to hair dye, so I'm gonna leave it in for a good amount longer than that. And in the meantime, I'll be protected from aliens who want to read my brain, people really, I don't think anyone wants to talk to someone walking around like this, but we'll see what I can get into while this sets in. Ta-da! Here's what it looked like after I initially rinsed it in some very, very cold water. I was super happy at just how well you could see the color in my hair, especially as I mentioned because I was going from my natural hair color, which is a relatively dark red color, and it still looks super awesome. And then I styled it and put some makeup on, and I felt like a queen. Wow, I couldn't stop, and my hair was so soft. It felt more like I had done a leave-in conditioner treatment than dyed my hair, which it's amazing. And it still feels soft. I don't know what was in that hair dye, but it did wonders for my hair. Look at how beautiful it is. Okay, I'm just gonna keep showing you shots of my hair because I'm so happy with how it turned out. Oh man. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I had a ton of fun doing it. I love being creative and I love how it turned out, and I love feeling like a little phoenix queen. I hope you guys enjoyed it too, and that you had a little bit fun watching, or that you learned something. And I most of all hope that you are inspired to do something creative in your day today. Oh, and I almost forgot. I only used about half of the hair dye I bought, which means that I can do this again as soon as it fades out. Oh yeah.